Oh,
Is it on? Dude, if you do this to me again, is it really on? I'm going to start to talk, and if it's not on and I talk all for nothing...
that would actually be hilarious.
For one person?
Actually, no, because then we'd have to do it twice, and I'd have to listen to it again.
Exactly.
No.
It's on, isn't it?
Yes.
It is Wednesday, May the 4th. I don't know why he doesn't like this. Somebody has to keep track. I'm not very clerical, but I can say it. I just can't do the paperwork. It's Wednesday, May the 4th, 2022, and you were with Kenton Klink and Reverend Donald Coleman at Canonsburg UP Church in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. Phew, that was a lot. Well, we should start with that we did get through all the funerals, and I have to say that they were very nice worship services. They had dignity, and they were solemn in the right places for those families, and for me, they were very meaningful services. I wish we could have one every week. Not necessarily a funeral every week, but something going on that you have a time for that little bit of
not a funeral every week.
No, not a funeral every week, unless it's yours.
You want to have my funeral every week?
Well, we could just freeze you, like what's his name we were talking about the other day, Lennon.
Do you?
Lennon, that's
I
all.
learned something.
What?
Lennon,
oh, you didn't see? You didn't
I
believe
did
me.
Not, I
he
didn't
fact
know.
checks me all the time. Okay, all the time. I say something, he's quick. No, you're wrong. No, you're right. I said Lennon was in state forever, and he didn't believe me. Okay. Of course, what does he know about history? He's from Canada. Okay, he didn't learn about Lennon. Okay, they didn't have time for that.
I did too.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you know?
He was the most important member of the Beatles. He was shot.
Who shot him?
John
Gacy.
Was it John Gacy?
No, John
I didn't
Gacy
think so.
was
No,
some
he was
bad
a serial
man.
killer.
Yeah, what's his name?
He had three names. Because that was the whole thing, is a
Yeah.
lot of these
What was his
three
name?
names.
They wanted to let him out of jail.
Que Sera Sera?
No, that's Doris Day.
Edward Sirhan?
No, that was RFK. RFK was Sirhan.
Okay. I don't know. It was. I was alive. I think I was alive.
What are we talking about?
Lennon.
Oh, Lennon. Yeah. What was his name?
And I read the book.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Animal Farm.
Was it about John Lennon?
No, it was about Lennon.
Well, hey, I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
Around.
You know, I'm back to Mr. Green Jeans, all right? Black and white. Black and white. The world was easier in black and white. There was no gray areas. It was yes or no, no maybes. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I think there's always been a lot of gray.
Oh, boy.
A lot of gray.
Yeah, well, we didn't spend any time lurking in it. That's
Not everybody.
the problem.
Well,
now it was yes or no. There was, the gray areas didn't matter. They were gray areas.
Yeah.
That's a gray area. That's where you left it.
That's
right?
A lot of things happen.
How many times have you said to me, Kenton, that's a gray area?
I don't know if I've actually ever said that to you.
Well, you may have implied it with maybe with other words.
I will say this. I think gray is okay.
As an area?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of gray in my new apartment.
That's good.
Gray is the color out there.
So theologically speaking, so I think there's a whole lot of stuff that we don't know, and it's okay. Like,
yeah, it's okay.
That's the thing. I think people get bound up about the wrong things.
Oh.
And if it's not this, and if you don't agree with this, then it's like my whole faith falls apart. And I tend to think that there's
literal people.
Well, not to get anything specific, but I just mean that one of the great gifts that we have of the church overall, and I don't mean this church, I don't mean the denomination. So if you go back, when we have a baptism, right? There's a few things that we make sure we include, but one of the things that we include in a baptism is we together say the
Apostles' Creed.
The Apostles' Creed is very simple.
Yes.
Right, it does not say a lot.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
it says what we believe in.
But it doesn't get into every.
No.
We got 66 books of the Bible. There's a whole lot in there. The Apostles' Creed, it can fit on a postage stamp almost, right?
Right.
And I
think pinhead.
What's that?
A pinhead.
Maybe not that much.
You should know.
A big postage stamp.
You should know.
I should know.
Pinhead.
So, but there's a lot of stuff. It's like there's a handful of things that we believe very firmly about these things, and the rest, I think it's so okay to hold with an open hand.
Well,
let me hold on a
ahead.
second. Today, the whole reason we're doing this, well, part of the reason we're doing this when we're doing this, a little bit later than normal, is
his fault.
my fault, totally my fault.
Okay, his fault.
Ministerial, the Greater Canonsburg Houston Ministerial Association.
That's a big name.
It is a big name. Predates me. But we, so ministers and church leaders gather together, and there's two things basically. One is kind of like we oversee some ministries, food pantry, Meals on Wheels, a couple other things that happen for the community. But the other part of it is fellowship and connection.
I know.
We got Catholics, we've got Lutherans, we got Presbyterians, we've got
Methodists?
Methodists, and we've got Pentecostals, we've got Orthodox.
Byzantine?
We don't agree on everything.
No.
There's a whole bunch of different. I mean, we celebrate Easter differently than the Orthodox. Right there.
Oh, there's
it's
differences.
the same thing.
That's why they have different names.
But we can do that. We can have fellowship because at the core, it's the same thing.
Right.
And so that all that to say is that there are people who get bent out of shape because they make the wrong things the big rocks, right?
Right.
It's like we have to say debts, and debtors, not trespasses or whatever.
And those are trespass against us.
What a ridiculous thing to be. Do what you do, fine.
But right. It doesn't make any difference.
Right.
It all means the same thing.
Yeah.
The trespass or debt. Okay.
There's
the
reasons,
same.
but
Right. I mean, and
baptism. We baptize babies.
I should hope so.
And some people will be like, "Oh my goodness, totally terrible that you would baptize a baby."
They would rather do what with the baby?
Dedicate them.
Yes, and let the child.
And that was me growing up. I didn't get baptized till I was 18 or so.
Oh, that explains a lot.
There was a lot.
That explains a lot, really.
But what we believe about baptism, it's not fire insurance. It's
well,
not,
no.
It's not,
No.
there's something more than that. Anyway.
Well, yeah, for the child, you mean? No, it's not child insurance. Of course not. Although those raising that child and us as a community of believers all have an effect on what kind of person, hopefully, that child grows up to be and what kind of beliefs.
We make a commitment to raise them to know Jesus. We make commitments to be a witness, to be an example, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So anyway, all that going back to say is, I think it's okay to not have like a million things where it's either this or that. To be able to say, you know what? It could be this and it could be that. And I'm okay.
With either way.
I'm okay because it's not on me and my brain's not big enough to figure it out. And how many things do like, well, if you don't do it that way, I can't like you. I can't be friends with you. I can't be in community with you. That's not helpful.
No, it isn't. You're right. And that doesn't work. And I can tell you 48 years ago, there was a division among faiths to where one faith wouldn't come in the building of another faith because they just thought it was not being a good whatever faith you were.
Even to say faith.
Right.
I always like, some people talk about, Catholic or Protestant being a different faith. Same faith in Jesus.
Right.
Like even the Catholics would say, Jesus is more important than the Pope.
They'd have a hard time saying
no,
that.
they wouldn't. They 100%.
I'm sorry, all you Catholic friends.
No.
Sorry. I don't mean that.
They believe Jesus.
Of course they do.
It's about Jesus.
And what we don't understand is why they put the Pope into such high regard, and that's not up for us to understand. They can do that if that's part of their worship system. They can do that.
And I'll tell you this. When things are working out well, there's something beautiful about having a leader who is faithfully following Jesus in front of you.
Right.
Is a pope, a bishop, a pastor, all in that same. So when things are working well, when the person in front of you, you can see their heart, you know they love Jesus, you know they care about you, you know they're doing the right thing. That's beautiful.
It is beautiful, but my gripe with some people sometimes, and especially since the pandemic, people now are so critical of everything, and it's a true, I hate to use this word, downer. Okay, we need to stop our whining as a society. We need to stop it. Granted, we have all learned to live with less. We have all learned to stay home, not because we wanted to, but here's the thing: we have the option to go out. We have the option to not be lethargic. We have the option to live our lives again the way we want to.
You know, this reminds me. I was having a conversation yesterday with staff. So Tuesdays we have staff meetings.
They don't include me in staff. I'm just saying, just so you
You
know.
were invited, then you were a distraction.
You were,
so
I
it
was a
kicked you out.
distraction. There you go. So go ahead.
Doesn't fit your time schedule.
Imagine me. Yeah, I'm not up yet for staff meeting.
So anyway, we're going through this. We're going through this book that is based on Romans 8. Great book. It's some wonderful discussion. We've been going through it for about 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
Now. Meet 3 times out of 4. Anyway, so we're second last chapter. The topic of loneliness came up, and we were talking about how you can't fix someone else's loneliness. You can make yourself available to them, but at the end of the day, I mean, you could spend 4 hours with somebody, and you could walk away thinking you filled their cup, and that you're out of the room for a moment, and they're lonely again. We can't fix that. But we can choose ourselves. So if we're saying, hey, I'm lonely, I can do something about that. I can reach out to you. And I do.
That's a lesson I've learned.
It works for me. So if we make that intentional.
And look at you, live with 4 other people.
You can be lonely in a crowded room.
I'm lonely right now. I'll be
Because
okay.
I'm vapid. I'm not of any substance.
Well, don't want to say that you're not here because, I mean, I waited for you.
Hologram.
Hologram. Well, you know, never mind.
But so in some ways the same. In terms about whining and whatnot and complaining, you know, we get a choice.
Oh, you have to make a choice. Yeah, I know that. I know that myself.
Million things.
I can't be at
church.
home. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say no. To go back to the kind of critical side you were talking about. We gather for worship. I can guarantee there's going to be 10 things that are going to be not right.
In somebody's eyes.
Right. Well, in somebody's eyes. Well, even objectively, right?
Right.
I mean, how many keys on a keyboard?
Well, 88.
How many songs do you play?
Oh,
Give it on a Sunday. 6.
You know.
6, 7, something like that.
Oh, you mean on a Sunday morning?
On a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
6. We'll say 6.
Yeah. Well, there's nobody
There's more
else.
than
Yeah,
6.
there's at least 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9.
What are the chances that you're going to hit one wrong key for one moment?
Big chance.
Yeah. So there's that. You know.
Big chance.
Choirs are going to. Maybe one person in the choir is going to sing one wrong note at one point. You know, come in a little early, late.
Right.
I'm going to read the wrong psalm.
Right.
In a sermon, or get the order wrong.
Or say the wrong name in a funeral.
Have I done that?
Almost.
Okay, I don't think I've
Almost.
done
Because
it.
I can't remember who we buried, but you had the wrong sheet in front of you. And you did say the wrong name once, and then you caught it the second time around.
All right.
I remember that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, 125 of them. I might get one wrong.
No, that's a lot of people.
But anyway, so it's what do we focus on, right?
Right.
Do I focus on the baby that's crying? Do I focus on the wrong note?
Well,
do I focus on the placed words.
I mean, you would when you include the baby crying, especially, brings to mind that that's all part of the worship experience. If you're going to come together as a group of people and welcome those children, no matter how old they are, the baby has every right to wail back there. And if the mother lets them wail, oh well, okay? For me, wailing sometimes is comforting because it's a sense of normalcy in the background. Like the time I told you a year or so ago about hearing the train whistle blow in the background.
Yeah.
It's reassuring that that life goes on, and the life of this church goes on.
And I was reading this. I want to say Eugene Peterson, but it might have been somebody else recently. They basically were saying they loved it because it was a reminder, particularly to the pastor, but also to the congregation, that you're not in charge. You plan out something, you have it, you got your words all down, and then some baby cries. Yep. And it's like, oh, by the way, someone else is in charge. That's God.
Exactly.
God is the one.
Exactly.
And so it's a powerful reminder. Anyway.
It is. It is. God is in charge when I sit down at that keyboard, because most of the time when I say to you, I don't have any idea what I'm going to play, I mean it. I don't have any idea. Maybe the first one, but after that, it's the luck of the draw, and I try to be careful to not repeat myself, but because I don't want to be criticized for repeating myself, which goes right back into
Kenton. I always hear you play the same.
Right.
You don't. You've got a pretty wide repertoire.
Well, I know, but sometimes I just fall into the ones I like, or the ones that the words are stamped inside my brain. So I go right to those, sometimes the comfort one. I've enjoyed these talks because it doesn't put as much pressure on me to have so many songs to do, because we only want these things to last for so long or they get boring. I mean, not for me, of course, but maybe for the person that's watching.
The one person that's watching.
Yeah, that one person. We have to be careful, but I do want to reiterate what a wonderful deed was done in those funerals in the last 2 weeks. They were wonderful things, and they were received by people who were not church members here, and maybe not church members at all, with such grace and such thanks in their hearts that they just couldn't. We must do a good funeral. I'm just saying. I mean,
well, if you want my philosophy, I've already shared my philosophy on funerals, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
My philosophy on funerals is basically to point to Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's
to
right.
read the scripture and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Less of me.
And here, I always thought that was you just taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Because for the 10 minutes that I'm used during the funeral, it's very stressful. Very stressful, I'll tell you. It's not really stressful at all. I enjoy funerals more than weddings. And we don't have any weddings this year.
Oh, we do.
Well, thanks for filling me in.
We got one in September, yes.
Oh, in September?
Yeah.
So nothing in January, February, June, July, and August?
Not that unless somebody...
Maybe I'll get married. That's what I'll do. I'll get married. I'll eat grilled cheese sandwiches. I'll ride the subway. I'll get a job. That's what I'll do.
I have a feeling there's a reference there that I'm not getting. Is that right or no? No. Okay.
There's a reference you're not getting. I mean, it's a movie.
Okay.
It's a movie. The Arthur. Movie Arthur Dudley Moore.
See, I don't think I've seen it. I know it. I don't think I saw it.
The movie is hysterical, especially when he's all loaded and he walks down in his own wedding, walks down the aisle in the church, and this old woman has this big hat on.
Yeah.
And he leans over, tripping his way down the pew, and he leans over and says, "I love your hat." I get hysterical.
That's good. I gotta admit, I was never really a Dudley Moore. I mean, maybe it's a generation thing.
It might be, but in Arthur was the one that he really got me. I didn't really care for 10 or.
I've heard he was 10.
10. He was in 10 with.
There's only one.
With the girl with the
that's
hair
the movie
braid.
I was
What's
thinking
her
about.
name?
Yeah, I don't.
Here we go again.
That's the only.
Yeah, but he was in 10 with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Blake Edwards was the director, and he was married to Julie Andrews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and she was in a lot of his movies.
Generational
also.
thing, I think.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Of course, he has to bring age into the picture again. So we talked about death, funerals, and age.
Speaking of which, just to, because we probably should.
Oh,
you probably should play Sunday.
Wait.
Sunday.
We also lost a long-time church member this week, Bob Donaldson, a good and faithful member of this church who served us so regularly for so long. Bob and I opened the church on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock for many, 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 many years. And
No.
What?
Bob was here at least 7:30.
Well, but I
you
was
would
the second
stroll
one
in at
in.
8 o'clock.
More like quarter to 8. And well, you know, you want to fact check that too?
So Bob was definitely the first person that I would see.
Yes.
And I would
Yes.
get here early, but
the first person, I mean, and there
do you
was
remember who was after him?
No.
When I came, he was bringing his walker up the back steps.
Walker?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sit at the back. Former funeral
Bill
director.
Mitchell. Oh, funeral director. Oh, Joe Soloby.
Joe Soloby.
Joe Soloby.
He was often the first, between him and Bob,
True, that's
depending upon when I got here.
true.
If Bob was already here, or if I was a little bit later, it would be Joe,
Yeah.
because Bob was already opened the door.
Yeah.
But
Bob served his church so faithfully.
Bob Donaldson.
Bob Donaldson.
We should be clear.
Robert Donaldson.
Not Bob Johnston.
No, Bob
who's
Donaldson.
still
Bob
alive,
Johnson is
104.
still with us.
Yep.
Now, Bob Donaldson also, those cupboards inside the room right there,
He built
built
them.
And a couple other things around here he built. He was a good man.
84 Lumber.
Not 84.
84. No. Sorry.
No,
the other lumber
I can't
company.
remember the name of it. I read it, but
Yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, he was a good man, and he'll be missed.
Yeah.
He has been missed since he hasn't been coming for about a year or so. Well, longer than that because of the pandemic.
Before COVID, yeah.
But good man. Good man.
Yeah, great servant. No, I was going to say something else. Mother's Day.
Oh.
And Mother's Day this Sunday. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and this Sunday we will be led by the children of mothers.
Okay.
Worship, yeah. So our worship will be led by children and students. Everybody's
keep
got a
on
mother.
talking.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be this Sunday. It's going to be pretty exciting, actually. So, interestingly enough, as I mentioned, Joe Soloby's great-granddaughter will be the one speaking and preaching.
Oh, preaching.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Does her grandma know that?
Yes.
Are you sure? Amy knows it?
That'd be her great-grandmother, wouldn't it?
Joe's, yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know for certain that I would expect.
Okay, I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she's having a little trouble getting around right now, but I hope they do tell her.
But I think it's going to be a wonderful worship service. Celebrate moms more than that. Celebrate Jesus.
And the little kids are singing too.
Yeah, we got lots of great stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. We're singing a lot of songs.
Since you're not doing anything, maybe we should do something now.
Well, what do you mean I'm not doing anything right now or on Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, dude, what did we just practice before you pressed the button and said we're on, Kenton? What do you mean, shh? You don't want to talk about practice?
Keep that stuff.
You know why he does that? Because he don't want anybody to know that he's getting more out of me than, we got this, we got kids to rehearse with.
Just think.
What?
If 8 years ago, this church had called somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your brain would have atrophied. You would have.
My brain is atrophying.
Well, yeah. I'm keeping you sharp. I am pushing you.
Oh yeah,
challenging
you're keeping me
you.
sharp, all right.
I'm going to push you
No,
over.
just wait.
I'm going to push
Not ready
you
to play
over.
yet.
You're not ready to play yet.
No.
By the way, you might be off camera right now. You keep moving over. I don't know.
How you doing under?
Now I'm a little uncomfortable.
Oh well, doesn't make take much for you to be.
You have something else to say? We've been going to this for a little. I think they're going to get longer and longer. People
they might.
really will not.
Yes, they will.
They'll never get to your
I find when I watch it, it's terribly
riveting.
Draws the viewer
you
right
in.
in. Oh my goodness! And they can't. They're hanging on every word, Dawn.
They can't.
They're hanging on every word. Don't you know? It's like Sundays when you're preaching.
Word.
Again, okay? They hang on every word. And do you know what word they're listening to? Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. Or let's pray.
Let's pray.
He winds down in his sermons like I wind down in the music. You'll hear me slow down and get softer, and he does the same thing. He goes from this down to this.
Not every Sunday.
Oh, not every Sunday, but it's very predictable.
Oh, I'm predictable.
It's very,
I'm predictable.
well,
Oh, well, I mean, I got some. I'm gonna have
it depends on how well someone knows you on the predictability factor. Am I predictable?
Yes.
Hey, speaking of that, I am predictable. Speaking of that, I read an article this week where it said people who nap excessively are much more likely to develop Alzheimer's later in life. Well, I'm a napper, and I'm later in life. Has any of this conversation made sense? What's your name? I see Patty. I see Johnny.
Is that,
I see
noticed
Lily.
You said nap
I
excessively.
see Ed.
You said nap excessively.
Well, I try to nap excessively. It doesn't happen too much. It doesn't. And then, last night, I napped yesterday, and then the power went off at 6:30. And I just watched it get dark all around me.
It should make it easier to nap, shouldn't it?
You'd think.
That you were anxious about the power.
No.
All of the food in the fridge that you would have lost.
Oh, yeah, the mayonnaise. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. And leftover Dorothy Cantor cookies from my birthday.
Dorothy's watching.
I know she is. God love her.
She doesn't want you.
No,
She wants to know that you ate them all.
Well, she knows that I've been bleeding them, and I'm afraid to eat them now because she said, Kenton, they're too old. She said that already. But she has them.
Her birthday was like.
She has them. I have to tell you, she has them individually wrapped in a sandwich baggie.
Do they have smiley faces on them too?
No, they have vanilla and chocolate on the top. And she has them individually wrapped. And when the flap wouldn't stay over, she got a little piece of Scotch tape and taped it too. Now, God bless you, Dorothy. You are the servant I brag about you to be, okay? You are. You're a good servant. And we need...
My birthday's coming up.
Your what? Her birthday's coming up.
My birthday.
Well, Dorothy's birthday is too, the 2nd, right? And yours is the 4th. Mm-hmm. What do you want for your birthday? World peace? Come on, what do you want for your birthday? Come on, what do you want for your birthday? Answer, Dawn, in front of God and everybody.
I don't know. I was going to say cookies, but...
Cookies. Good answer.
Yeah, I'd be careful, though. I don't want a ton of cookies. I would much rather...
You're a pie guy.
I do like pie.
And
I
chips.
also like... Yeah, there we go. I like salty stuff versus sweet.
Yeah, now see, I've had a powerful hankering for cake this week, and I haven't satisfied it yet. Yeah, if that... Yeah, see? See, I would get the cake, all right. Oh, yes, I'd get the cake. Well, these are... I'm enjoying these little chats we're having. I've been trying to come up with a name.
I'm glad one of us is.
I've been trying to come up with a name, and I'm thinking Wednesdays with Kenton and Dawn. What do you think about that?
I'm fine with that.
Or would you rather?
I think your name should be in lights.
I always said that. I wanted to own a restaurant or a bar where I could put Kenton's up there diagonally, like it says Kellogg's on the Rice Krispie.
Kenton's place.
No, just Kenton's. That's all. Yeah. In fact, I'm thinking about dropping my last name and just going with the word Kenton, like Madonna.
No,
like
I got you one better.
What?
Just the letter K. Actually, you know what you are?
A lot of things.
Special K.
Special K. Oh boy, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Special K. That's very creative.
We could what was bedazzle? We could bedazzle the piano. Special K.
I don't think that would go over well.
I don't think so.
It would cause a fundraiser, but a different kind.
Yes.
They'd want to
oust me.
You or me.
Bedazzle the piano.
Both of us. Okay?
They'd be fine with you. They'd know you wouldn't do that.
That's true. They would keep me. You'd be.
Yeah, I'm
true.
done. He put jewels
You're Canadian.
on the piano. That's right.
It's easy to do that. You know, you said last week that you've been in the United States probably longer than
More.
you were
Yep.
in Canada. So it seems to me that you need to adopt the Steelers as your sport, as your team. You know, like I have.
I haven't been in Pittsburgh that long.
It doesn't make any difference. You've been in the United States
I have an
of
American
America.
football team that I cheer for.
It's what is it?
The Cincinnati
They're
Bengals.
orange and white or something.
Yeah, they went all the way to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, they lost though, right?
Hey, yeah.
Terrible, terrible. What'd you think about Pittsburgh pick for their? Come on, I'm doing this.
Do you really want me to say?
Sure, go ahead.
Good luck.
Well, you know what? And here's the thing.
I'm sure he's a nice young man.
Well, no. I've seen him in action, and you'd think, but I've heard other people say the same sentiment.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to get too far afield, so I'm not gonna say too much. Hey, maybe he's the second coming.
Well, you know, Ben brought a lot
Probably
to Pittsburgh.
I don't want to.
I'm just saying, Ben brought a lot to Pittsburgh in those first few years.
Yes, he did.
I'd have quit after year one if I was Ben, but
Yeah.
evidently 12 million wasn't enough.
It's never enough. Never enough.
No, there's a place where you draw the line and say, that's enough. If you can't, you have real issues.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times?
So you're saying if they added $1 million to your salary here, that you'd say too much?
Oh, yes.
Too much. Okay, good.
Of course I would.
Good to know. We're coming up to reviews. It's perfect timing to say, I know that you
Oh,
turned down
that's the other thing,
$1
too.
million raise.
Okay. I'm
We
a
really
40
should- we
wait,
really
wait.
should-
No. Sorry, you brought it up. Here it comes. Okay.
We're not going to get any piano in here.
48 years I worked here. 48 years. And every springtime, he sends me a little thing to fill out on my employee review. Okay? And it's not how he thought I did. It's how I thought I did. So what's the use? I did great. Okay? And I'm going to put on the rest of it. Are you kidding? Come on. 48 years. Can I get just passed on the employee review? Plus, I don't have a computer. I can't print it. Okay? I can't hardly write anymore for another reason. And I don't want to say it's because I'm old. It's just that I can't hardly write anymore. And so you want me to do, and you know I can't because you can't read my writing.
You realize these videos are evidence of
My age progressing?
well, maybe that. I was thinking you seem pretty spry in these videos.
Spry.
Yeah.
You used
We're
to
gonna have
work-
to cut when we move you over to the piano.
When we move you over to the piano. When the crew comes in, you mean?
Right.
Sure. And the hoist? And the hoist. Yeah.
That's the
background.
beeping when you're
Background.
backing
Well, that
up.
was a good one. Too bad you can't do it. They didn't hear it.
I can't whistle very well.
He went beep, 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 in case you missed that.
That's right.
But what was I talking about?
You were talking about playing piano.
No, I
think we
was
said-
not.
You're gonna be one song. What's the one song you're gonna play today?
Today, right now?
Yeah, what's the one song you're gonna play?
I guess he's going to limit me to one. See? He said last week he wanted to start to control what I was saying.
No, I did. So last time we were getting down to one person. Now it's gonna be zero.
We're in the negative numbers?
Nobody watching.
We're in the negative numbers.
I wanted to watch your video, but there was two goofballs that were talking for
Kenton, I tuned in to hear music. but
90 minutes, and
Did you guys really have to talk that long? See, there you go again. People criticizing unnecessarily. The vertigo.
maybe it wasn't necessary.
But see, here's the good thing about being here with just you and me.
Yeah.
We don't see those.
You don't see that.
criticisms.
That's right.
And especially because the camera is also the thing that gets the comments, so we don't get to see them
We don't.
till after.
Till after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. But I think, truthfully, that some people are enjoying them. A very limited few. A very what's the word I want to use? Select few.
Very select
Yeah.
few, yes.
Select
I think
few.
there's more often than that is the people that get on and they just go fast forward, fast forward, fast forward.
Just to hear me play?
Yeah, just to hear me play.
No,
Yeah, they don't
you
want to.
put too much on the playing
Oh,
part of it.
I
I don't know about the music part.
and then when they fast forward to the song they like. It's like,
Well,
I
they
don't like
know
that one.
what's well, that's
I don't
true.
like that one.
I do that in a car. When I say Spotify, play something, and I don't, you give a general.
You know what my dad would do?
Hmm.
He would just change the channel.
Well, you can't.
I know you can't do that. Like you used to be
Yeah.
able to. My dad had the 5 button.
Yeah.
The push button,
Believe
and it
me,
would
I know,
move
okay?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you know.
Yeah.
But that was So he would flip the channels.
Did your dad have an 8-track? I bet he did.
He had some 8 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a giant console that had the multi-record There was an 8-track in there. I don't remember if there was audio cassette. So radio.
No cassette.
Radio. I think there was an 8-track player in there. My dad had more records than he had 8-tracks, though.
But it was records and then 8 tracks and then cassettes.
Right, yeah.
But it took a while for cassettes.
My sister, towards the end, the last 5-6 years, she started digitizing all of his records.
Oh.
So that was
What fun.
That was kind of nice.
And now here's the thing: is that can you believe that people are back to
Oh, I know.
turntables and vinyl? I lost all my vinyl records.
They like to hear the crinkle, the
Yeah.
crackle, and
Yeah, they do, and I get that.
Sure.
I lost my records in the fire. I didn't get any of them out again, and some of them were originals. My brother has the original Meet the Beatles, but yeah, the circle of life.
John Lennon.
There we go. See how that worked, ladies and gentlemen.
Lying in state.
You thought the dash between beginning and end was worthless, and there you go. We bring it around to John Lennon.
Lying in state in Moscow forever.
No, I don't think his first name was John. I wonder what his first name was.
Joseph.
No, that was Stalin, dude.
I'm not Stalin. You're Stalin.
I am Stalin, but Joseph Stalin was the name. Okay, so Lennon's first name was Vladimir? I have no idea.
Ding, ding. It was. Yeah.
It was not.
Vladimir Lennon.
We have Vladimir Putin over there.
I
It wasn't-
know.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google it.
Google it.
Right now?
Right? No. Play.
Wait a
and
minute.
then-
Wait a
and then
minute.
No, I can Google it. What? No, I can't because that's my phone.
Let's see.
Vladimir Lennon.
There was a text from Don
You
Coleman
don't
on
believe
here.
me.
Fact checking.
Fact checking me now.
Look, what's going on here?
I don't know.
Why?
You're doing some calculations, some math. Just put it in the. Here, just do this.
But why isn't it?
I have no idea. You got an Android.
What was the Russian Lenin's first name?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
The guy who's not good at names.
Didn't give his first name.
Right now, the one person who's watching.
wait, hold on.
Is marking Vladimir Lenin.
Vladimir? No, that's not it. Lenin's full name. Oh, yes, it is. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov Lenin.
There you go.
What a mouthful. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, there's a lot of Vladimirs in the recent and.
My middle name is Vladimir. Did I tell you? Kenton Vladimir Klink.
KVK.
KVK. Soon to be just K.
Just K. Special K.
Special K. Well, here's an example of how special K really is. I got nothing after that.
Yeah.
Have we talked in a long time?
Let's see.
Have we?
Yeah. I need to do some other work today.
Well, we're into my nap time big time.
Oh.
And it was your schedule that's...
Fall asleep at the piano.
Okay. Here we go. Hey, thanks for coming.
If there's anybody left.
Okay. next week, everybody. Bye-bye.